Welcome back. Now it's time on Live at 5 to be joined by a familiar face to many out there, the Sports Commission Executive Director Brett Easley. It's a busy week for you guys. I don't think you have your running shoes on right now, but by Saturday you'll probably have at least some running shoes as the St. Joseph Marathon back in town again this fall.
That's how you do it in TV, chest up.
That's right. You don't have to wear the
I've
running
got
shoes.
my running shoes on. It's race week. It's exciting. Hard to believe that this is our second annual event. You reach year 2. It's an annual event. Looking forward to some great weather on Saturday. Hard to believe it's going to be the end of September, but hard to believe we're upon another race. I guess you would say we're in the final preparation logistical stages. I think our registrations are going to be up over 100 runners from where we were last year, which is great. That grows for a number of different reasons. But what I've learned about runners is they run for a number of reasons. I think this race has provided a reason to get involved in maybe a longer distance race for runners that are from the immediate area. But we also look at it as a tourism event too. Last year we brought in runners from 30 plus states. I don't know that we'll quite get there this year, but we've got runners from 20 plus. And again, going to be a really neat environment and a lot of ways to get involved on Saturday.
Now the marathon is just one part of Saturday. That starts at 7 o'clock, but there's also the half marathon, the 10K, the 5K, and the relay race. So if you're not a marathon runner like myself, you have other options as well if you want to be involved in it though.
Well, that's a great point. Don't let the term marathon scare you. A lot of people see that and say, oh, no way I'm running a marathon. We understand that. We have tried to eliminate any deterrent to why somebody wouldn't get involved in this race. So there's a distance for everybody. Not only is there a full, as you mentioned, that there's a half, which is 13.1 miles, a 10K, which is a really emerging distance, which is 6.2 miles. You've got your traditional 5K, which is 3.1, and then a relay team, which is 5 persons. So could be all males, all females, could be a mix of both. And basically those are runners that take a fifth of the marathon route. So there's a flatter leg, there's a more challenging leg, there's a shorter distance, and so we found that that's an emerging piece of events like this as well. And I tell people all the time, they say, how can we help? Well, I say, first of all, run. Yep. But if you can't run, volunteer. We've been very, very fortunate that we had over 300 plus volunteers last year. I tell people events like this take a village. That is true. They take a true village. We've still got some volunteer spots available. If that is of interest to anybody, they can go to our website at stjomosports.com/marathon, and our volunteer link's right there. And again, most of those positions are positions that are, you get to see a lot of runners, you get to encourage them, and you just get to be a part of a big event here in St. Joseph.
Now, the marathon, people may be wondering, how is St. Joseph big enough for a marathon? Well, we saw it last year, but it's going to run through neighborhoods all over town. So that's the other part of this too, is neighborhoods are going to be on display too, where maybe they want to put their best foot forward because you're going to have people running right by your house.
Well, they are. You know, when people plan routes, especially routes that need to be 26.2 miles, what do people look at? Well, you want them to see landmarks in your community, scenic places to run in your community. Obviously, we have one of the oldest parkway systems in the country, which runners will see a lot of that. Runners will be on Ashland Avenue. Our start-finish line is right behind Civic Center Park. We'll come into downtown and then head north on 4th Street, which connects us to the Parkway. And so the thing we heard from runners last year was 2 things. It's a hilly route. We knew that. St. Joe's not flat. We promoted it as that way. But the other thing we heard is, wow, beautiful, beautiful route in most areas, which that's absolutely true. And it's going to be really neat to run on a cool, crisp fall morning. I don't know that leaves will quite be changing yet, but you know, any time of day is serene to be down in that Corby Park area, down in the Parkway area, and we look forward to another great event Saturday morning.
Brett, I'll get you out of here on this thought too, is registration. You have till Friday, so you have a chance to, and you're going to show us them.
You bet.
Those are the prizes right there.
Finisher's medal this year, so everyone that finishes the race gets one of these. This happens to be our half marathon neck ribbon. We obviously did a take on the Pony Express this year.
I like that one.
All of our runners get a towel in addition to long sleeve t-shirt this year. That's upside down, but again, this is a cool piece that can be used in a number of different ways. These socks have been a big deal, Chris. They are marathon logoed. We have a limited amount of these. We've had people already coming in to buy those. But again, just anything that separates us, swags our event, we're all about doing that.
And if you want to register, you have till Friday to do so. Where do they go?
stjomosports.com. That's stjomosports.com. You can find information about the race. When the race comes by your house, this is a map that says that. But get involved. These are big events in communities. This was a great event for our community last year. And whether you run, whether you volunteer, whether the race comes by your house and you're just out supporting the runners, whatever that looks like, community will be on great display this Saturday morning.
Second annual St. Joseph Marathon this Saturday morning. Registration has to be done by Friday. Brett Easley, appreciate the time as always.
Appreciate your interest, and thanks very much.
All right, we'll be right back here on Live at 5.